I was recently asked how I got into rare books, and it's not that exciting of a story, but it's kind of cool. This is one of the first books I owned that I can remember, and it was through the Scholastic program where you could order books in elementary school. It was my sister got it, actually, and then didn't want it, and I got my taste of Edgar Allan Poe in elementary school. And then in 1996, I was at a bookstore in the mall, and I saw this. And I said, there's more Poe? And had to have it. And it was pretty sharp looking for a 14-year-old that really didn't have a concept of books as objects. And so I realized you could actually collect books that were also kind of attractive looking and had presence, and you get a cool shelf of books. And so I pretty much devoured this again and again and again, returning to it like a favorite meal or a favorite dessert for the next 2 decades. But when I was 18, I took my first job in a morgue, and there was a lab clean-out day, the entire pathology department in the hospital, and I found a stray volume of this 5-volume set in a drawer. And then in another cabinet somewhere, I found another one. And then on a totally different floor, I found another one until finally I had pieced together the whole set. And the guy I worked for said, take them. And so this is, I think, 1907. And so this was, I'd say, the first antique-ish book that I ever owned, because that would have been in 2001. So nearly 100 years old. And so I got into collecting anatomy books, and I started buying a lot of 20th century, early 20th century, kind of like this. And then pretty quickly after that, still buying an anatomy, I was able to acquire this absolutely pristine, gorgeous set from 1839, and that really lit the fuse. And it was antiquarian after that, and it took off. And so started collecting and collecting and collecting, and then eventually started selling as a hobbyist, and then launched a business with my wife. We co-own Patrick's Rare Books, launched in 2020, and so now we're all in.